Hello guys, this is Brian here with the update. Today is September the 4th, 2014, and a lot of y'all had private message me, asked me if I was alright, if I was okay, because I haven't made any videos in such a long time. So here's my update. I also like to make a side note welcoming all the new subscribers I have. I think I have at least 6 new subscribers for the last couple months. So welcome to my channel, and I hope you find it helpful, and I hope you like it. So welcome to my channel. So here's my update. I have been missing in action for a long time here. So let me give you a little bit of background leading up to the update here. For those who do not remember or haven't seen my previous video, sometime in June, my primary care doctor sent me to an orthopedic doctor because I was having severe pain in my shoulder. And they both thought it was a torn rotator cuff tear. So I went to the orthopedic doctor and did the shoulder test, where you put your arms out and they press on it, see if it goes down. And to say I had a lot of weakness in my shoulder on my right side compared to my left, and a lot of pain. So they went ahead and gave me a cortisone shot and went ahead and got me set up with an MRI, and orthogram MRI that is, and went a week later and found out the results, and it turned out to be a torn tendon. I don't know what the difference is between a tendon and a muscle. I'm assuming it's the exact same thing in the shoulder. I don't know. Don't ask me. I never got around doing a Google search for it, but so luckily it's not a torn rotator cuff tear, but it is a tear nonetheless. It did tell me up front it is going to take a long time for it to heal, and probably a lot of physical therapy for it to heal, because it is a small tear, but it's painful because it's my right arm, which is my dominant hand, and where it is, it just gets aggravated constantly with movement, regular movement. And he said it's such a small tear, they want to avoid surgery, because with surgery you have to be out between 4 to 6 weeks from your employer. And if I understood him correctly, he talks real low, so I didn't catch all of it, but if I understood him correctly, and if I heard it correctly, part of that time after surgery you had to have your arm in a sling for recovery, make sure the muscle heals up. So we want to avoid that. So they got me sub doing physical therapy about 3 times a week for 3 weeks for the first 3 weeks. And everything ran okay, and I did the evaluation with the physical therapist, and boy, he did say I had a lot of weaknesses in my shoulder, which they could fix. We could work on it, and things like that. And they also put the little electrode machine on my shoulder to make it muscle spasm to make it better, which I like that. So they do manual physical therapy, part of it, because I'm only there between 1 hour to an hour and a half, depending how fast I do my exercises. And I really do like the physical therapy place, because I think there's only 4 people there: the receptionist, the 2 physical therapy aides, the assistants, and the actual physical therapist. So it's not a huge place. It's in the same building as my doctor, and quite frankly, I think he does own it. If I remember signing the paper right. I was kind of not all there when I had the first evaluation, because I was on the muscle relaxer. But I like it. The people are very friendly. They make you feel welcome. They're not, they're not strict. I mean, like if you're 5 minutes late, they don't scold you for it. As long as you just call them and say, hey, I'm going to be 5 to 10 minutes late, no big deal. Real lay back type of people that work there. And I like that. They make you go your own pace. They don't, and another thing I do like about it, they don't push you so hard, because I've heard about that about other physical therapy places, but this place do not force you to do something that causes a lot of severe pain. I mean, they want you to get to the level of being uncomfortable, but if it's starting to hurt really bad, they want you to stop immediately and rest. They don't push and push and push and push and push and push and push till you're exhausted or anything like that. But they do want you to get to your uncomfortable level, but not in a lot of pain. So I've been doing that for since June. I go every 3 weeks, and there's a break between each 3 weeks. So I started my physical therapy in August, and here it is September. So I think I've been going, I think this is the 7th week. Yeah, this is the 7th week. But in the meantime, back in August, I had to go back to my primary care doctor because my back was still hurting. I thought this was all related because my shoulder was torn muscle, and I was hunched over a little bit. And I told him, I've kind of been having back pain ever since my skin surgery, and it got better, then it got worse, and it got better. But I don't know why I did to hurt it really bad in the meantime. But I was more focused on my shoulder, trying to get in with a specialist about my shoulder, and so I went back to my primary care doctor, and they kept me on the same muscle relaxers and Tramadol. He wanted to give me stronger pain relief medicine, Vicodin or Narco. I told him I don't know about that because if I take it long periods, I notice if I take it more than 3 days to 4 days constantly, I will develop severe constipation, type of constipation that you had to go to the emergency room for. That's what happened to me after my kidney stone. I actually had to go to the emergency room because I had severe constipation, and it makes your gut feel hard as a brick, basically. Makes your stomach hurt. It feels like your gut's about to explode because you haven't gone to the bathroom. Too much information. But they gave me some. They made me drink some liquid and got rid of it. But that's what common to weight loss surgery people, apparently, because I never had that problem. But narcotics will do that to me. But thankfully, Tramadol does not. The muscle relaxers, I don't know for sure yet. So I haven't took them exactly what they told me to do. I kind of backed off from it. But they gave me Flexeril to take at night, and Selexin to take during the daytime. So I take a couple of Tramadol during the daytime on my bad days, and maybe a muscle relaxer during the night time to take. I don't take all the medication like I'm supposed to because I have to work, I have to function, I can't sit in the corner and drool. So that's not being productive. But on my bad days I do, but not every single day. And then I went back to my primary care doctor, like I said, about my back, and he said, well, let me give you Valium and see if that helps to relax it, because he was telling me that my back is tensed up big time. And he said, let me get you to do some physical therapy on your back since you're there for your shoulder in the same place. So I went back to the physical therapy place, and they got me to do an evaluation on my back. And boy, there's some bad news with that. They got me walking around the physical therapy place. Now, the physical person told me that they cannot give you exercises that you're not prescribed for. So therefore, since I was only going there for my shoulder, they were not evaluating anything else without a doctor's prescription for the insurance company to pay for it. So that's why they can't mention nothing wrong with my back, since they did not do evaluation of my back. So the doctor gave me a prescription for my back, and I went there for 3 weeks, and the first evaluation I have in my back is they noticed that I was wibble-wobbling back and forth because my back was so stiff. I was putting a lot of weight on my left hip when I was wibble-wobbling back and forth really bad. I was hunched over a lot, and the physical therapist said, all these problems compounding it just made it worse. So good news, he said we can, like with your shoulder, we can work on your back as well. So they do a mixture of both when I'm there, depending, like I said, between an hour and a half. And the first week I was there for my back, they did back manipulation on with the guy. To make you bend a certain way on the examining table and pushes on it and all that. And it made it feel better for 2 or 3 days. And then the physical therapist had to leave, so they brought another woman in. The guy left because his wife had a baby, so I don't know if he quit his job or whatever the case may be, but he's no longer there. They even took his name off the door, so I think he quit or went work somewhere else that's close to his house, I guess. But I really liked him. I mean, he actually took his time and went over all the problems. And And then the lady came and she tried to do a little bit manipulation, but she's small now compared to me. And I don't think she could have done a very good job because she's a very small woman. But she did try dry needling on my back, and that made it feel a little bit better, but not quite better. So now I go to the physical therapist for my back and for my shoulder, working on a little bit of both. And I got back from a I got back from my orthopedic doctor yesterday. They did another cortisone shot, and he said if my shoulder's not better by the end of the month, they're just going to have to do another MRI and see if they're going to go ahead and do surgery. Because I kind of told him we're kind of running out of the time here, because if I wait any longer to have any kind of surgery done, and if I require physical therapy afterwards, I'm going to kind of be screwed, because my out-of-pocket is going to be reset on January the 1st. I have already met out-of-pocket, so everything's being paid at 100% now. So, you know, I'm trying to avoid spending more money and save money at the same time with all this going down. So I went back to my primary care doctor again for my back because it didn't get better on September the 1st. And they got, no, I take that back. It was it in the last week of July? July the 20, no, it was August the 28th, I think it was. Yeah, it was there, August the 28th. And he said, I'm going to have to refer you to a back specialist since your back is not getting better with the 3 weeks of physical therapy. My personal opinion about that, well, I don't think he gave me enough time to do this, because usually when you go to physical therapy, they devote the whole hour to one problem. So I was there doing 2 different problems in 1 hour to an hour and a half, depending on how fast I do the exercises. So, you know, they didn't devote all the resources to both problems, unfortunately. So I got in to see this back specialist today. Today, September the 4th, with Spine Team people. I got one with that deals, it's not a spine surgeon, it's a rehab and pain management doctor. And he was young. I think he was a year younger than I was. Barely out of med school, I guess. I don't know, but he seemed real nice. However, I don't like the office. There's like 12 doctors, and they herd you in the office like cattle, make you fill a whole bunch of paperwork. I mean, I had to fill at least 30 pages of paperwork today. And some of it I did at home, but they bring up all these other paperwork, questions after questions after questions. How you feel? Are you depressed? It's just on and on. Then I had to take a little test on the computer and answer additional questions. If I was depressed, again, do I have mood swings? Do I want to hurt myself and all this? I'm like, well, what the hell does this have to do with a spine specialist? I don't know. I mean, beyond me, I have never went to a doctor that filled so much paperwork in my life. I didn't have to do that kind of paperwork when I had my gastric bypass at all. So I don't know what the deal is, but they heard you in cattle. Like, I mean, this office was small enough, but all these people were there. And I didn't care for his office staff either, their office staff. I had to argue with them for 20 minutes about my insurance copay, because I have met my out-of-pocket, so therefore I don't have a copay anymore, according to my policy. And I've been going to all these orthopedic doctor and physical therapy all this time without paying a copay, and it's been paid at 100%. And the lady said, well, Blue Cross said you only met $30 this year. I said, boy, you're wrong about that. So I was there. I had to call Blue Cross on my cell phone, wait there for 30 minutes on hold and all that mess. Blue Cross had to call them and tell them, do not collect a copay. I have met my out-of-pocket limit and all that mess. And the doctor, I liked him. He was very, very nice. He took his time. I think I was in there an hour and a half with him, going over everything. And he kind of confirmed my theory about everything compounding, being overweight, being that adenoid binder from a skin surgery back in November. Just keep compounding everything. He said, good news, no surgery. I'm not a candidate for surgery by no means, because it's muscular. There's nothing wrong with the spine. They took lots of x-rays of that to confirm that. We set some goals and some treatment options. He wants same goals I wanted. Get off the muscle relaxers, get off the pain medicine, be productive. You know, I can't sit there in the corner and drool. But he said, I'm going to give you a prescription for physical therapy, and I want them to focus on your back. And he said, I can use any physical therapy place because the spine team I went with, they had a physical therapy place there, and I saw it. It's like a 24-hour gym type of place. All these people there, and mega. And I didn't care for that. And I was kind of thinking, because there was like at least 20 people in the waiting room for physical therapy alone. And like I said, this practice has at least 10 to 12 doctors in it. So I mean, this place is big, and I didn't like that. I mean, I like a small practice where the people can devote the time talking to you and all this, more personal time instead of treating you like a number. And that's how I've kind of been felt how I was treated today with his office. Well, his practice. But him himself was nice. He treated me like a person, but his office staff did not, and I didn't care for them at all. So they got me set up to do 4 weeks of physical therapy, 3 to 4 times a week. And luckily, I get to go back where I had my physical therapy for my shoulder, because I told them I want to go back there after I did the tour of the physical therapy place they in their practice. And they said up front, you can use anybody. So, let me get back up to my orthopedic doctor. Yesterday, he said, hold off on the shoulder exercises. So, therefore, you know, all this kind of clicked, thankfully. So, today, they focused on more on my back. Monday, I go back, and they would do another evaluation on my back, because it's a new prescription. Each new prescription, they do a new evaluation at the physical therapy place. They have to. Because I like the place I go to. So hopefully with the 4 weeks of physical therapy, my back will get better. Because he actually gave them a list of certain exercises he does want me to do. And he also told me to make a couple of appointments with the chiropractic to do the back manipulation. He also thinks that if I do 2 to 3 visits of the back manipulation, that will help my back big time. Because the new physical therapist that's there at the physical therapy place I go to, I don't think she does back manipulation. If I might be wrong, but I think that's what she told me. Because like I said, she's small, so you know, she's real small and short, so I don't know how she's gonna work on me like that. But other than that, and he also said the goal is get off the pain medicine, get your back stronger. He said it's nothing wrong with spine; it's more muscular related. He also said, you know, this is not a unique case. You know, he has seen people like this before that has, you know, just problems that just keep compounding it, making it worse. So I did like that because you know, I thought you know, I saw the title pain management specialist. I thought, oh my God, this doctor's gonna get me all drugged up, and that was not what, you know, that's what I was kind of expecting. I thought, oh my God. So luckily he had to, you know, he didn't give me no prescriptions at all. So you know, I'm kind of excited about that. So hopefully in the next month I'll be okay with my back, and hopefully with my shoulder doing okay. And thank God I can go to the same place and get all this done. And hopefully there's no surgery required on my shoulder. And Rosemary, if you're watching this, I'm sorry to say we didn't get together because of all this, since you were down here for the summer. But when you come back, Rosemary, we have to meet up. We have to meet up when you come back here next summer, her and Connie. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them below or private message me, whatever you want to do. I do want to let y'all know I do have some product reviews coming up. I'm kind of backed up on that. They've been laying around in the house, you know, since I didn't make any videos such a long time. So stay tuned for the product reviews. I may do one tonight because I'm excited about it. But stay tuned for the product reviews and more updates coming down the pike. So talk to y'all later.